All right, we are looking at using technology for literacy instruction, just some kind of basic stuff here. But in general, you want to use technology to enhance your goals instead of buying the neat new program, or here's a program, let's see if we can find a problem to use it with. That's called the shiny new programs, shiny new thing syndrome. Oh, here's a neat idea. Let's get it for our program. Don't use technology just to use technology. Use technology to enhance what you want to do in the classroom. You are the teacher with the expertise. Don't be swayed into just using technology. Some simple ideas. There are a lot of neat, interesting games. I would recommend that you end each teaching session or tutoring session with a game of some sort to use to reinforce letters or letter patterns. It creates just a more positive emotional tone, and you get to end with something fun that reinforces what you're teaching. And there's plenty of online games you could find. Everything doesn't have to be high tech. You can do some good old-fashioned stuff with the PowerPoint. I like PowerPoint because it enables you to highlight using colors and flashing back and forth and coming in to highlight letter patterns and stuff. When I use onset rhyme or word building, b plus add, bad, and it's able to come in and I'm able to highlight the add pattern. Very basic, doesn't have to be high tech. And again, PowerPoint is a great thing to use with maze and close activities. These are things that take 3 to 8 minutes. You can reinforce letter patterns, but you're also using it to build semantic, the semantic cueing system. Now notice I am reinforcing the short A sound. I am glad to see you. And it looks like this. It is an ice fishing. Which one of those words makes sense? This reinforces the short A sound. Metacognition, which one of these makes sense within the sentence? And I like it because I'm able to use color and the sentences flash in. Same thing, I had a dream, reinforcing the short A as well as metacognition, as well as the ability to use context. And these, I developed these doing online tutoring, again, very low tech, but everything doesn't have to be flashy and expensive. Same way, word with distractors. You see a picture, which one of those words makes sense? I'm reinforcing the short A sound, 3 words, and they have to point to the word or find the word that makes sense. Words with distractors, basic PowerPoint. Language experience, just a basic word processing program done with a large group or a small group. You can save the language experience, the writing, that we call them stories, put the date on, and you can use it to practice. Now, this was a young lady I was tutoring in the summer. Her mother sent me a picture, and we were able to write about that picture and go back and practice that. Very low tech, but this is technology. Everything doesn't have to be high tech. Ebooks, books found on digital books. And I like this again for one-on-one tutoring online, but these can be used in small groups as well. Now, I like Pioneer Valley books. When I look for a book, I look for large pictures that fill the screen, and for young readers, 1 or 2 sentences per page. And again, I look for good pictures and good stories. I like Pioneer Valley books. Great picture. This is for emergent and beginning readers, 1 sentence per page. An audio book is a book on, we used to call them books on tape, where students can listen to a story and read along at the same time. Absolutely, why not? This listening to stories enhances both vocabulary, reading fluency, and comprehension. PowerPoint, this is one of many fluency activities. And again, this is very low tech. You can pay a lot of money and buy high tech stuff. This can be done with large group or small group. Short passage fluency. I have kind of a silly story here, lots of repetition, but students would read either to the 30 or 40 mark and they do it 3 times, and we'd record their time each time. And each day we would record their 3 times on a line graph, and they could see their times getting faster every time. Sentence mix-up. Again, I could use this with 3x5 cards, but if I'm doing online work, here's the sentence, it's mixed up. Tell me when you think you know what the sentence is. Metacognition, it has to make sense. Very low tech. Shared reading is when you read as a class, you use it to practice comprehension, vocabulary, whatnot, and you have a digital reader on the screen for a large group. And again, very low tech, not that big a deal, but this is the technology. Blended learning is when you have a combination of in class and online. Now, if you have a class of elementary kids, this is kind of hard to do, but blended learning would be what we used to call seat work. They could do stuff on their own, and then you come together in small groups with the teacher. And you can find programs for these online, and these programs change. Let's look at education technology versus assisted technology. Technically, they're different. Education technology is technology that all students can access as part of learning. Assisted technology is that specifically for students with disabilities. And there's a lot of different assisted technology. Here you see a scanner going over the page to make it bigger. Electronic books, Kurzweil, these are textbooks that are read to the students. If students have a severe reading disability or dyslexia, we don't want them to fall behind conceptually or in their vocabulary. So we have books on tape so that they can keep keep up with other students in the content areas. This is for content area textbooks. Reader pens, and again, this is for students who are visually impaired, but it could be used for students with a reading disability, and you just scan it over and it reads it out loud to you. Reader pens. Speech-to-text software for writing. You speak into the recorder and you see the print displayed there in front of you. That's a form of writing, as well as text-to-speech. You write and it plays it back. And both of these, they used to be expensive programs you have to buy, and nowadays these are part of most word processing programs. All right, technology for literacy. Doesn't have to be expensive. It can be low-tech or high-tech. These are just some ideas.